and it's just before 7:30 as well. Welcome to the programme. If you're just tuning in, this is Paris Troy. Let's, though, talk about one of our top stories this morning. As you've heard in the news, we're talking about the companies in our area who have old furniture that maybe they're thinking of getting rid of. If you are one of those companies, then listen up, because they could be going to a fantastic cause. A charity is arranging for unwanted furniture to be given to schools in Bristol, North Somerset and South Gloucestershire. Says it needs more businesses to join its recycling scheme. Business to Schools says it's aiming to help out local schools which are balancing tight budgets as well as stopping items from being sent to landfill. You may remember this is the same company that gave all those laptops to schools in our region during the pandemic, and that was so successful. Now, one of the schools to benefit is 4 Acres Academy in Withywood. Here's the moment head teacher Matt Cave told students how the school would spend the money it had saved by getting the old furniture.
With the amount of money that we saved from this delivery and not having to buy the new furniture for the staff room, we are going to get you some gym equipment, some gym play equipment for around the side of the playgrounds. Things like running machines and pull-up bars to keep you really fit. What do you think about that? It's great, isn't it? It's great that we can show the children the fruits of their labours, really. The Eco Council worked really hard. They've thought about what they'd like to do with the school, and to get given this equipment from business that enables us to spend the money where we really want to is a great privilege.
I love that reaction to the pull-up bars. Also, just get kids to do 3 or 4 pull-ups. They'll be absolutely knackered within about 2 minutes. Smart move, Matt Cave, the head teacher of 4 Acres Academy in Withywood. It's one of the schools in our area that's received the unwanted furniture from local businesses through a scheme run by the charity Business to Schools. Lindsey Parslow is the CEO of the charity and joins me now. Good morning, Lindsey.
Good morning, Paris.
Lovely to have you on the programme. Thank you very much. Tell me a little bit more from a sort of a logistics point of view. How does this sort of exchange start? How does it all kind of work?
Well, it's all in the name, Business to Schools. Businesses contact us, or we approach companies that we know are upgrading or refurbishing, moving. There's quite a lot of press about some of the big corporates. And then we suggest the nicest thing to do with the furniture they don't want is for us to donate it to state schools around the UK. And those schools create rehoming centres, basically. So if we stop things going to recycle, that saves a huge number of carbon emissions in that process. It means it's going to a home that needs it, because office furniture is recycled or changed at a much more frequent rate than businesses. But it also means that schools are not purchasing new furniture. So there's also that additional manufacturing carbon saving. So the whole process is brilliant. We have to move furniture very quickly. So it goes in a few days in full lorry loads. And every time we deliver a lorry to a school, that excited jumping up and down reaction is exactly what we get. Because it's full of sort of things they've requested, like desks and chairs. But then there's also lots of crockery and plants and white goods and all the extra things that the businesses have put in, which is fantastic and means we can clear buildings quickly. Schools can benefit.
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like a win-win situation, Lindsey, all round. It's interesting that you mentioned like plants and white goods. So, because I was going to ask, is it just sort of chairs and tables that you're looking for? Or is it anything that people don't want, you will take and make a judgment call about whether it can be used?
We will ask schools, so we get offered an inventory. It will have pretty much everything in it that if you tip the building upside down, those things would drop. So it can be anything. We offer schools those inventories and then they take the things that they want. So we've rehomed a lift. We've rehomed a cardboard combusting machine. If you don't ask, we don't know if they want it, which is brilliant. So we're really good. We have a very good success rate.
Well, that's the thing, Lindsey. You know, I mean, recycling furniture or things from your house has become such a thing now. There are so many like TV makeover style programs that involve this or that type of thing. And one person's disused bit of furniture that they think, oh, no one's ever going to want that. What's the point of that? I'm going to chuck it, is another person's really valuable item.
Yes, it is. So for businesses, the rate that they change their furniture or move or upgrade, and the lockdown had a huge impact on this because more offices have gone to agile working. We've been given so many boardroom tables and meeting room furniture. But for schools in their staff rooms, they never had a table and chairs. They had those sort of low chairs that they all sit on. And now they're putting these meeting room tables into staff rooms. All the teachers can sit round and have meetings. So we find homes for most things.
What sort of difference does this make to schools? I mean, obviously they're getting their reused furniture, but there are sort of knock-on effects of this, aren't there, in terms of the impact?
Yes, there is. So schools, 80% of school budget goes into teaching. So there's very little left to buy the infrastructure and the furnishings for the schools. Because it's a government-funded, taxpayer education system, there isn't extra money for things like coat stands or small meeting room tables in head teachers' offices. So we're able to give all that extra lovely peripheral stuff that schools like lots of cupboards in classrooms instead of having all those shelves on the walls. But when we give that furniture, the school know where it's come from. We share the names of those businesses. We tell the businesses where their furniture has gone from. So that furniture arrives with provenance and history. And those talented people that work in those companies is transferred to those items in that school. And that classroom becomes more aspirational. It inspires children to perhaps be more curious about those companies, to want to go and work for them in the future. And it has such an ability to, certainly through the circular economy, to change outcomes for lots of children.
Oh, it's extraordinary, isn't it, Lindsey? The knock-on effects that of just sort of rehousing a sort of a table and chairs might have. That's really kind of heartwarming to know that. So if companies want to get involved, how do they do that, Lindsey?
So they can email us at info@businessforschools.com, and anything that they're passing on and they don't need anymore, do get in touch. If it's just a few small things, we have a map on our school page of our website, and it has all the registered schools with us. And it's really important to donate to those schools because they sign a waiver accepting all the things we're giving them. So you can safely know, especially with electrical goods, that those things are passed on safely. Schools register with us for free, and everything we give them is free. And that's really important because their budgets were never going to cover what we're giving them. But also we want them to be able to preserve that infrastructure budget that they have and buy the gym equipment and get the extra, software programs that they're all after. So anyone that, is listening and who would like to get involved, we would absolutely love to hear from you.
That's brilliant. Lindsey, can I just ask as well, Lindsey, if you're getting a lot of donations from businesses in terms of their boardroom stuff, are there a lot of big leather Alan Sugar style chairs that are ending up in school room offices now that head teachers are using by any chance?
There are some amazing things. There are some absolutely stunning task chairs. So those desk operator chairs that partners in law firms have.
Oh, yes.
And those are going to schools. And for teachers, they absolutely love ergonomic chairs. They're up and down on their feet all day. So to have something that looks after their back is really important.
Oh, that's great. Well, listen, Lindsey, thank you so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Good luck with your venture. Lindsey Parslow, they're the CEO of B2S. I can just imagine now just teachers turning around in their leather chairs, pointing at a school and going, "You're fired." Literally, I bet it's like that. Fantastic. We'll hear more about that a little bit later on. It's BBC Radio Bristol. It's 7:17 right now.